Hi, I haven't forgotten you, all the watercolour enthusiasts, but I have been rather carried away with the acrylic expressionist abstracts lately, and had sad news last night that my favourite abstract artist, Sir Howard Hodgkin, died. He was aged 84, and I've been watching a lot of documentaries on him on YouTube. That's not everybody's cup of tea, but there are some of his paintings that I just can't tear myself away from. They're just absolutely beautiful. But the way I see them, but abstracts, you either like them or you don't. There's nothing to see in them other than the arrangement of colours. But if it grabs you, that's great. If it doesn't, well, I apologise for that, but you can't please everybody. Some will see things that others won't. It's what you like, really. Not necessarily between the battle between realism and abstraction. I was just having a thought about this earlier. Abstracts, as childish as they may look, and as easy like a chimpanzee could do them, you don't really start off with abstract. You start off doing what everybody else does, like painting landscapes, which is always there. And paint them like I have for many, many years, and end up as an abstract painter, which is what I really am angling for, even at my age, because everything I want to say in watercolour I've really said. I love reflections, I love skies, I love the English landscape, or the British landscape. It's very green, but I don't tend to paint a lot of green. But most of my paintings, like this one I'm going to do now, I make up. But there comes a time when there has come a time when I really, I'm not going to abandon watercolour painting because it's taken me a long time to learn how to do what I do. But there are other things. So you end up with abstract. You don't start off with it. You start off with the watercolours, the more traditional things, scenes. I always used to get a bit annoyed when somebody would say, "Oh, do you paint scenes?" No, I paint landscape. I always found that a little bit as a put down, because they didn't consider it to be serious painting. But as I say, you end up painting abstract. You don't start off with it. Well, I don't think so anyway. Unless, of course, you do. And through the 60s and 70s in British art colleges, they really weren't interested in abstract or painting as such. It was all modern. And one art principal in one of the colleges said, "If you can't do it, go modern." And this is what a lot of them did. But there'll always be room for traditional painting, and I hope there'll always be room for things a bit off the wall, like I've been painting lately. But anyway, if you've not come across Howard Hodgkin, have a look. He's one of our foremost painters, or was now. He's up there with Hockney and Hockney really. And he was on the world stage. I'm very fortunate that I own 2 books of his, or illustrated by him, all his paintings. I don't like them all, but you don't have to like them all, but some, I just can't take my eyes from them. Right, okay, so we'll put a bit of nice warm raw sienna. My palette is lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. I'll use them all. And I seem to like putting the light red and the ultramarine in as a sky, cloudy sky, like doing all this. Going down to the horizon, bit of water in there. I'm going to put some like dunes, sort of rough coastal stuff. Let's try that nice bit of red in there, bit of light red. Okay, that's quite nice, quite like that. We'll repeat that in the water. Right, okay, we'll let that dry. I'll give it a hand with the hairdryer. So this again is one that I'm making up as we go along. And I'll dry it off. Now there are three of us that are working away at this one in the UK. There's Alan Owen, Stephen Cronin and myself. So mainly this sort of, well, Stephen and I certainly impressionist watercolours. But we say, or we describe, to get more subscribers, for beginners, easy. I can tell you what, it's taken me years to do this. And it will take you years too, but all I can say is it's worth it. You're not born with the ability to do it, you have to learn. And it's easy enough to learn, but you just have to put the practice in. Can't do that for you. But to look at it, if you're a beginner and you're looking at one of our landscapes and we say it's simple, and you try it, you'll say, where did I get that from? It isn't. So I'm keeping that in the middle, and I'm going to put in a bit of burnt sienna and a bit of ultramarine. I want this quite thick, just to give a little bit of and the idea of something going on in that distance. If I want to put a boat in, it gives me something to lift out, which I like doing. So apologies to those who are not into the abstracts. It's okay, no problem. There are more unlikes on the abstracts than the watercolours, because more people have joined this channel for the watercolours. Okay, that will dry much lighter than when I put it on. So I just want to put a bit of beach, bit of raw sienna, and a bit of umber, I think. I'll just put that along the waterline there, just to give the impression there's a beach. Now the danger in this is symmetry. I've got to make one side subordinate to the other, otherwise it will just look as if I'm putting stuff in the middle, which I will be doing, but one's got to be dominant. You don't want both sides to have equal weight. Sort of a design thing. Alright, maybe I can't get that straight, that horizon. Well, let's put in a bit of reflection, shall we? Just a little bit. Leave a bit of a margin. Margin, I mean a bit of white showing here and there, just to... Okay, that'll do. This is Fabriana, £130. It's the stuff I do the abstracts on as often as not, on watercolours that I don't particularly like, and old demonstrations. You need quite a bit of cloth for this. I don't want to put anybody off watercolour painting, but just don't get carried away with the idea that you'll master it in half a dozen goes. You won't, unless you're a child prodigy, then you might. But for most of us, it's like everything, you learn to do it. But you don't learn if you quit when you can't do it. It's having the determination to pick yourself up, dust yourself down and get back to it. have a go. It's very, very rewarding. Okay, we'll put a bit of a beach in. Oh, no, we'll let's go in with a bit of burnt sienna, a bit of umber, nice and warm, and a bit of Payne's grey. So let's just put that up here. Bit of sand. And we'll put some shadow in there. Right, we'll let that go off and we'll put another bit, a lump over the other side. Get some bit of a bush in there or something. Now the paper's a bit dry, I'll take a bit of dry brush. Don't go over your washes too many times, otherwise you'll just end up with a bit of mud. Right. Always reminded of, I think, a place called Baldsey on the Deben, isn't it? The river north of Ipswich. My stepfather and his family came from Felixstowe. We had lots of holidays up there when we were young. And occasionally we would go out to, I think it was Baldsey, and we'd look across the estuary to the other side. Oh, it was lovely. That's fine, all right. Okay, and I want some everyman's shadowy. Just a bit of warm shadow in there. I do a bit with the rigger. Right, let's get that up a bit higher there. We pretend this is sort of autumny sort of colours. Oh, lovely dry brush. Right, okay, that'll do for that. Let's start the detailing now with the rigger. And a card. I can find the plastic card. No, all my watercolour stuff's in the wrong place, isn't it? Because I've been doing, excuse me back. Right, I've got a bit here, so let's do a couple of little rocks, bit of detail. Not a lot, don't overdo these things. Alright, give that a dry. I like to do as much of this as the detail, especially these the bits of tree. So a bit of burnt umber, or a bit of burnt umber and a bit of blue. Make a sort of a grey. Let's just get that in there. And just anchor that in with a bit of shadow. Right, rigger. Same mix, burnt umber and blue. With rigger you need quite a bit of water in it, otherwise over the rougher paper it will run out of steam like that. Right, now this is what I like. Sort of bits of grass and just what goes up comes down. So a little bit marshy. This is nowhere in particular. I mentioned Bawdsey because we had several excursions there from Felixstowe. Used to go to the ferry boat inn, the Dooley. I think it's still there, but Felixstowe got, or the docks got very much developed. And I had my step uncle, Uncle Reg, used to drive the diesel of the docks, the new docks, when he got the Ipswich line got axed by Mr. Beeching, and Reg used to drive the steam train. But he got a job straight away in the docks, and did very well. Now, a little goes a long way with. So the light's all catching this side or more than that side, but anyway. We'll take a couple of yachts. And the way we do that, quite easy, is to dampen a 1/2 inch brush, or a brush with stiffer bristles, and just, well, I want to just lift out some of this here. Just to show what that'll do. Not very good. Right, just lift out. See what I'm doing? Just loosening the paint a little bit. Now that's the sea. That's the North Sea that way. That's inland because we only ever went on this bank. Although this bank doesn't exist. But it'd be very yachty. See, they just make a bit of difference, and we'll just touch in some little boats just. This will hardly show really. We'll put them in. Right, okay. Couple of birds. So there we are, a very simple landscape that is not so simple, but it will be simple if you practice. Now I've lost my rig, it's on the floor. Just tiny, very easy to do these too big, and I'm in the habit of doing them too big. Well, I'll give a signature. We'll put it in a mount. Okay. I'll get a bit of masking tape ready. So hold it. While I take off the clips. Oh, let's face it, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, wouldn't they? Right. So there we are, let's go up a bit. Okay, let's get another one on the other side. Horizon finish, so that'll do. Okay, so there we are, another East Anglia watercolour. I'll set a bit there. But anyway, I'm not going to bother too much about that. Right, let's bring you round and down a little bit. Let's zoom out. Well, there we are. So very simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's my motto. Simple, uncomplicated, uncluttered. Might be a bit of overpainting here, but generally speaking, it's an estuary view with a couple of boats and not a lot else really, but space and peace and tranquility, which I do try to engender. That's the word. Anyway, have a go yourselves and persevere. When you find you're wasting paper, just keep at it. Don't give up. Don't give up. It will get easier as you practice. But don't quit because you can't do it. That's not a good enough excuse. Bye for now.